What is up, guys? I've got a Pokemon Online battle narration for you guys. Looking at the team preview that I have set up here, I figured Bronzong was a very likely lead. In fact, whenever you see a Bronzong, you can pretty much bet it's their lead for setting up rocks. He does have a Xatu, which is a good counter for a typical lead, but I sort of didn't really give a dump that he had a Xatu, I guess, as you're going to see once the battle starts. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, as I was saying, he will lead off with his Bronzong, and I go for my Swampert to set up my rocks. He predicts this, which was a dumb move on my part. I should have gone for the Stone Edge, predicting his change, but I really don't know why I didn't think he would go for it, because that's basically the only purpose of a Xatu, is to, take Stealth Rocks and everything, and he just goes for a Wish, and, protects, and I just gone for another Stone Edge, and I figured, alright, he just wanted to get his health back up, and then he was going to leave, right? I didn't think that he would have much of a point to staying in, so he goes for the Psychic, and I thought he was going to change out, so I had taken my opportunity to set up rocks, but that ended up basically being a turn wasted on my part. And so then I changed out into my Weavile because I figured, alright, I'm just going to try to get him out myself. And he wishes, and I knew that he was going to change out because he had no point to stay in. And I didn't quite finish his Xatu, so my Stealth Rocks really weren't quite clear yet, but I knew he had no point to stay in because my Weavile could have done a Dark move or an Ice move or whatever to fuck his day up. And he goes for the Gyro Ball, and I'm not sure why I stayed in, really, to be honest, but now I had my Landslide out this time, and I just gone for the Waterfall because I didn't want to over-predict and go for the Stone Edge, in case he switched back out into his Xatu, but I didn't want to under-predict and go for the Stealth Rocks right off the bat, so I just gone for another Waterfall, hoping to get some flinch hacks and everything, and I did get it on the last time, even though I was Toxic, because Swampert can, tank a little bit of physical damage sometimes, but I still wanted to have him alive to set up rocks at one point, especially once the Xatu was out of the way for sure right here, so the Xatu goes for the Protect, of course, because he's wanting to stall me out, and he knows that one hit of pretty much any of my moves, be it Waterfall or Stone Edge, will knock it out very easily. And he just changes out into his Sharpedo, and I had sort of predicted this in a way and just gone for my Zapdos. And this time I had, I forget what I had done. Yeah, I had gone for the Heat Wave because I figured that he was going to go for Heracross this time. I'd known that I'd predicted some change, and he goes for the Stone Edge, though. And I was like, fuck it, YOLO. I was happy with my decision that I got in some good damage on the Heracross. And I had gone for the Pursuit this time because I figured he was going to go ahead and leave it, change his Heracross out and sack it later on. But I had just gone for the Heracross. And I couldn't go for the Fake Out, since I had been in for a turn. He goes for the Volt Switch, which does a shit ton of damage on me, and I forget what exactly. Yeah, I had gone for the U-turn, which did a little bit of damage to the Houndoom, a little bit more than I would have thought it would, and I go into my Milotic, and like right now I figured he's going to change out and go for Raikou, but I think I just went, yeah, I just gone for Scald, because you can use Scald against pretty much anything, as long as it won't completely resist it, because of the chance of burn hacks, so it pretty much makes up for it in my opinion, and I figured a Thunder move was pretty likely, so I'll go ahead and switch into my Swampert, and right here, I think I set up rocks in this turn. I think he's changing out into his Houndoom. Yeah, I should have probably gone for the Earthquake or something, predicting that change, but at least I got rocks up because I think that I had basically figured, all right, Swampert isn't going to be around forever, might as well go ahead and set up the rocks while he's alive, and while I didn't think a Xatu was, going to happen, so this time I actually could go for the Fake Out, and I finished him off, and he switches back out into his Raikou, and right here, though, he does go for another Volt Switch, which finishes me off with, like, absolutely no problem. I didn't care at that point, my Ambipom had made himself fairly useful. The Stealth Rock damage finishes off the Xatu as I changed out into my Chandelure. He goes for his Raikou, and I think that I actually outspeed him because of my Scarfing. Yeah, because I was Scarfed, so I figured that I should have myself locked into Energy Ball since I'm Choice Scarfed, seeing as Sharpedo was his last Pokemon, so I just gone for the Energy Ball. He protects himself. Not exactly sure why he did that, since it's not like I'm poisoned or burnt or anything, so, I guess he was just trying to give himself one more chance at a Waterfall, I guess, but I was going to go for an Energy Ball, which probably would have knocked it out. My last Pokemon was a Milotic right here, and he goes for the Protect, and basically right here, I just keep going for the recover, and because I had known that he was life orbed, so if he kept doing damage to me, then his life orb would eventually kill him off, and that's basically how the end of the fight goes. Every now and then I do some ice beam damage to help kind of add on to it, but for the most part, his life orb damage ends up being the downfall of him, with his life orb Pokemon being his last one, and that's basically how the match ends. You know, I think I end up doing an ice beam the very next move to finish him off, and that's basically how it went. And that is the end of this video. I would like to thank you all for watching. Hope you have a nice day, and goodbye.